Okay, hello, welcome. This is Benevolent History here, and I'm here to give you a beginning outlook on the Rebel campaign. So finally, the time has come. I finished with the Skippy Eye. Just basically finished with that campaign. I don't need to do any more Skippy Eye parts, and now I'm gonna continue doing. Well, I'm gonna begin doing the slaves and rebels. Not to not to be confused with the Star Wars Rebels, because I'm not going to go up against evil Empire, and with the large Death Star and with that all, Jedi thing. Um, I'm just going to pick with the Rome Total War Rebels, and you can see here that the campaign difficulty will be very hard. The battle difficulty, I'm going to put it at medium, because I think when I put it at hard difficulty, it just gives the AI stat bonuses, and because this is like my first time really playing the rebels, I really don't want to put it on hard difficulty because I might get slaughtered. I think medium difficulty is difficult enough, so I'm just gonna show you the beginning turns. Skip that cutscene. Skip that cutscene because it's basically the Julia cutscene. So just to tell you, I've already played a bit. Let's see, load game. Rebels Take Two. That's the one that I'm gonna record right now. I've already did finish the first turn there, so I'm just gonna show you off what you begin off with. For the Rebels, you begin off with you probably know you begin off with like the biggest empire ever, except that your empire is really scattered all over the place. And your capital begins at Terra. Now, the first problem is, if you have your capital at Terra, all your other settlements, let's go to Demantha right here. Let's see Demantha. Ooh, the corruption is causing Demantha to lose 318 um, points of income per turn. So to help with that, I suggest in the first turn with rebels, the most important thing is to take out this capital because you don't need a capital at Terra, and immediately make Halicarnassus or Athens your capital. I believe I made Halicarnassus my capital because Halicarnassus and Athens are more central to your empire. The more located in the center. What I also did was I basically disbanded a lot of units like militia hoplites here. I'm obviously not going to use them, and Segesta over here. Since the Julii are gonna take Segesta really soon, there's no point in defending Segesta because I'm gonna lose. And let's see, in Lugdunum, for example, I'm just gonna disband war bands. I'm gonna disband units here, here, and here because I'm not gonna use them. Disband units here because I there's no point in defending a village like that. I'm also gonna basically combine all of these armies. Get armies from Segesta, Lavavam, Levisus, and Aquacum. I'm gonna rendezvous all of them to Aquacum, and I'm also gonna get troops from Salona and Apollonia, move them, head north to Aquacum, send all these troops here, and head them into Dacia, take over Dacia, and then perhaps attack Thrace and then move south into Greece. I've also gonna I'm also in the north. I'm going to move these Amazon chariots you see here down south and make them um essentially trek all through the wilderness of Scythia and essentially move to an area in the Black Sea so that if I get a pirate spawn around here, the pirates are able to pick them up and transport them to wherever necessary. And Halicarnassus, over here I moved my troops here and made them attack Sardi of the Seleucid Empire. And I guess that's basically the turn I made, so let's head to Rebel Take 2, where I completed the first turn, essentially. And you'll see me make you see that all my moves are basically done. You see, like, all my troops here are going to Aquanum. Even troops from Salona. And uh, Apollonia, and you see I disbanded all these troops here, and then moving these Amazons. Also know that when I move all these troops out, next turn I will build a peasant unit. So if an enemy does siege a city like this, I won't immediately lose it. Because even if you have a walled city and you don't have any garrison, if even one enemy unit comes and attacks it, they'll automatically take it. So you have to be careful of that. That's why I'm going to build a peasant in Halicarnassus. In Athens, I'm just building some militia hoplites in order to defend Athens, because Athens will come under attack very, very quickly. So you want to be able to build a lot of units to defend it. I guess that's the first turn done. Oh yeah, in the southeast I forgot. I'm also moving the troops from Petra and Palmyra and Tumatha and making them all move into Bostra, so I can combine this eastern army and possibly attack modern day Israel and move south into Egypt, perhaps. We'll see. So you can see Cyrene, Leptis Magna, and Nept here are all lightly garrisoned, because I'm going to lose those settlements no matter what. And I think I'll end the turn. We'll see what happens next. So you can see here that the Julii automatically attack me. Looks like I forgot to... yeah. You can see... it looks like I forgot to disband these units. So you can see settlements like Segesta and Apollonia, which are settlements that will obviously be attacked by Rome. You're guaranteed to lose those settlements. Don't bother defending. It's best to just disband them. So I'm not going to play that battle because I'm going to lose. So you can see immediately I lost one province just like that. You'll see that you'll lose provinces left and right as the rebels. So don't be discouraged if you lose a few settlements. So I built lots of roads and government houses around here. So time to build some stuff. Oh crud! I didn't mean to build. Yeah, I didn't mean to build something in Apollonia. Sorry. Cardonia. I'll build wooden palisade. Then stuff like. Just begin off with the wooden palisade. Aquacum. Wooden palisade. Nicomedia, wooden palisade. I believe that I think first building you should build after you build the governor's house is to build a wooden palisade, so that you have actual walls around your city, so that if the enemy does attack your city, they can't immediately storm the city, because if they have walls, they have to like wait a turn or so in order to be able to attack. Oh. Bostra, wooden palisade, Fraspa. Oh crud, I forgot. Yeah, you have to also as the rebels, you have to also go through all of your settlements and take out the automatic construction, or you'll build stuff in useless settlements. Let's see, Battleforge. Might be able to build some naked fanatics later. So because I moved my capital to Halicarnassus, you can see that my income is actually not that bad. Usually it's way worse. Uh, Usually it's way worse. If you leave your capital of Tara, I repeat, you will lose a lot of money because of corruption. And apparently, it looks like I got a navy in the Black Sea. How convenient. So you can see these Amazon girls right here will be be forced to move across the Black Sea here. Now on the first turn as your rebels, you really want to scout around on the whole entire map and see if you got any rebel army spawns. Let's see. Do 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 do. Doesn't look like. Oh, here one. I got an army spawn. Ooh, in by Captain Ptolemy. Well, obviously this army's not gonna live. Well, it might. I'm just gonna scout around these areas. Hopefully I could get this army over to Petra at least before it gets slaughtered. Look around. Oh, a rebel navy here. I'm gonna move them. I'm gonna move this navy quickly to Greece. Yeah, quickly to Greece so that I could transport these troops from Candonia over. Let's see, what else do I have? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, not a lot, not a lot of troops to be honest. I'll build a few more Eastern infantry here. These troops closer. These first few turns as the rebels will basically be pretty boring because it's all campaign management. I'm sorry if you're bored seeing this, but hey, that's what you basically have to do if you're the rebels. I'm sieging that city, building stuff all over the place. Gonna move all these troops. Can't build any troops there, sadly. If I could quickly combine all these armies, I could make a huge, giant ragtag army and send them all into Dacia and hopefully overrun it with just force of numbers. I mean, the army will not be good, but it's still an army, and at this early point in the game, it'll be really difficult to defeat a ragtag army like this. So currently I'm sieging Sardi, so I'm gonna go ahead and assault them. So interestingly enough, we're up against a a Seleucid family member, and his name is Alexander. Now, unlike the Alexander the Great of antiquity, this Alexander unfortunately is gonna perish against just rebels and slaves. Not a very good, glorious death. So I'll meet you on the battle map. By the way, I forgot to mention that your troops on the campaign and your generals will basically be like Roman generals. Well, they'll sound like Roman generals. Anyhow, let's see. Gonna get this militia hoplite up, and you'll really want to prevent getting casualties because you won't be able to replenish your troops as the rebels. At least you won't be able to replenish your troops very easily. Also, noticeable units would be these Rhodian slingers and these Cretan archers. Cretan archers are really good, good units, at least in early game, because they have a huge missile attack. And usually in this early game phase, you'll only go up against lightly armored units. So move my troops up like that. I want to leave these Cretan archers and flaming air missiles so that they won't use up the ammunition as quickly. Because Cretan archers, as with all long-range archers, fire faster, and because of that, they use up the ammunition more quickly. So you see lots of flaming missiles, and I burn these militia hoplites to the ground. And then you see a few stones gonna fling in, I think. Yeah, stones. And then some more arrows. Hit these guys in the back. And I guess that's the essence of playing as a rebels against factions like this early game. Just use your superior missiles to your advantage. At least in Greece. In Greece, well, in Asia Minor and in Greece, and especially on Crete, you have a lot of Cretan archers, and use them to your advantage.
Our soldiers have reached the gates with a battering ram.
I would like to also mention that Cretan archers um a very good way of killing Greek generals actually, because the Greek generals really have low armor. Let me pause this for a second. Their armor is 3, and they have no shield, so they're very susceptible to missiles. So if you just shoot volleys after volleys of arrows into generals' bodyguards, you'll be sure to kill the general. Well, you'll be sure to kill the general's bodyguard unit very quickly. We have another militia. We have the militia hoplite coming back. As usual, it's getting barraged by missiles.
Our soldiers have done their work well.
So because I have the missile advantage out here, I'm not gonna bother rushing my troops in. I'm basically just gonna wait. I want to wait and whittle down these units until they're very weak. And that's gonna be pretty boring to watch, so yeah, you get the point. I just fire at them, the AI runs around stupidly like that, and I'll just skip ahead until some more interesting things happen. So, you may notice that I basically stacked hoplite on top of a hoplite like this, and forming a huge blob of phalanx troops. Well, when they're using phalanx troops against a city setting like this, I highly suggest taking advantage of your phalanx's spears and stack your units like this. If you know that your opponent is going to come at you from one direction, I mean, that'll be able to basically prevent your opponent from bypassing these spears easily. Because you can see here, they're probably like tons and tons of spears. So I have a Cretan archer positioned safely behind all these spears, and I'll fire at the general. Take off flaming mode. I'll fire at the general, so the general will be showered by arrows, and I'll be able to take them down pretty. You can see already that even one volley of flame arrows takes down a few of these general's bodyguards. More arrows until these guys start firing. And then you see that yeah. It's just a slaughter. The enemy general units come in, they get hit by the phalanx head on, and they get slaughtered like that.
Press forward so the spirit of his army is broken too.
So let's see, my men are gonna act like idiots, just don't know how to penetrate through spears. They don't know how to bypass each other's spears. So I'm just going to take them off phalanx mode, take them back on phalanx mode. So now we have a full phalanx. Now we have this one unit of militia hoplites going to come up against my huge mass of hoplites.
Gods be praised.
And there we go, an enemy general dead by arrows.
Their doom approaches.
Wait. When you're using archers like this, it'll be to your benefit if you target the most back units, because if I fire arrows, for example, at this unit up in front, I'll obviously lose a lot of men because my archers will fire at the backs of my men. And apparently we have one fellow glitching over here. Oh, it looks like he came back. Now he's gonna run away. See you later, buddy. Oh no, he's gonna come back to me. Huh, that was interesting. Oh, now he's gonna turn around, head back, say his bye-byes. While lots of flame arrows. Oh! Oh man, he got shot in the back by flame arrows. Poor him. Essentially, what I'm doing is just firing flame arrows upon flame arrows at these guys, so that when they come, they route and they go back here, and eventually the numbers get whittled down to the point that in which they automatically route after they leave the square. So let me just speed this. So you notice when they come out like this, that's the last unit left. So flame arrows like that will route it, hopefully, and
The enemy
immediately
show their
I win the
true
battle.
virtue. They are not soldiers,
This is the
only frightened rabbits
what I did
roaming
was
around
essentially
men.
to leave only like a few units standing, make all those units from the square move outwards against me, and route all these units at once so that they don't get back to the square. If you route all the units in the field at once, even if they haven't reached the square, you automatically win the battle. So that's another way to win a battle like this with relatively few casualties. So you see,
All
I
Romans,
lost
be
very
amazed at
few
such
men.
a
Very
victory.
good.
The day is ours.
And then you have that horrible Roman voice acting. Anyway, I'll see you at the campaign map.